So it's been many years since I last went to the war game show Warfare. So this year I've decided to go again. I've got a few bits I need to pick up from war bases. There's a few figures I want to purchase as well. And on top of that, there's lots of games that have been put on this year that I'm really keen to see. Now, it's about time that I got on the road. I've got to go pick up Mark and Andy, and then I'll be heading up to Farnborough. And while I'm doing all that, I'm going to leave you with some images of the games from this year's show. And then I'll be back and I will go through my purchases from Warfare. So what a day it's been. I really enjoyed my day out at Warfare, particularly as I haven't been to the new location, and it was interesting. It was a bit trickier to get to than many other shows I've been to, but all the same, it was a really impressive venue. It's sort of a private air field with sort of a big building and hangars and stuff like that. And the show itself actually only took about half of the space of the hall that we were in. Now, the thing that did strike me about the show, which was a bit unusual for British wargaming shows, was that it seemed to me like the tournament was probably the main event, and the vendors and the participation games were more of a bolt-on, whereas usually at shows I found it's the other way round. But that's okay, because I wasn't taking part in the tournament, but it was nice to walk around and have a look at the games going on. They had about at least 5 or 6 different types of games going on, including Bolt Action, Flames of War. I think they had Middle Earth Strategy Battle going as well as some others such as Meg and I think Fog as well. So yeah, lots of different games going on in the tournament. Now, in terms of the rest of the show, there was a good number of vendors there, some really nice participation games, and a special shout out to my friend Phil, who put on a fantastic Baron Wars game. He set it in sort of medieval Winchester and had done such a fantastic job of building that sort of terrain board. It was absolutely beautiful. So big shout out to Phil for that. We also saw Joe Bilton's big Water Tanker game, which he's been taking around the various shows, and it was really good to see that again. And I believe he might even be bringing that to our Lardy Day in January, so we'll have to keep our eyes open for that, and hopefully be nice to actually have a chat with Joe about how he built it at that event. Now, some of the highlights of the show for me, other than Phil's game, was definitely getting to have a walk around the traders, see all the different stuff that's for sale. There's some really exciting stuff out there that, you know, sometimes you just don't see unless you go to these shows. One of the stalls that I stopped off at, put my teeth in, was Mantic. They had their Worms board game, and if you're of an age bit like me, you might remember the video game Worms. You might even still play it in whatever iteration it's in now. But they've gone and done a board game, really a lot of good fun. I got a chance to play it and it was really fantastic. And had I not been on a tight budget, I probably would have walked away with it, to be quite honest. It was a lot of fun. Certainly think my family will enjoy playing that over a couple of drinks and, you know, maybe at Christmas or New Year's. So might be one I have to get for Christmas. If not, hopefully the new year will bring it along. Now, on top of that, I popped along to the vendors. I got to see Martin and Diane from Warbase. It's really good to catch up with them. It's always amazes me that they come all the way from Scotland for these shows. Clearly, it's worth it for them, but I think as a community, it's, you know, we can really, you know, appreciate their efforts they put in, because they're a great company and a great set of people to talk to and catch up with as well. On top of that, I also spoke to the guys over at Great Escape Games, had a wonderful chat with them, and heard lots of exciting news about what's coming out in 2026 from them. And I think if you're into the Wild West, regardless of whether that's Dead Man's Hand or What a Cowboy or any of the others, I think you'll be well worth keeping your eyes on Great Escape Games and what they're going to be bringing out. And I should say, at time of recording, that their Kickstarter for their US Cavalry is out, and I believe it runs out at the end of the month on the 30th. So if you're interested in getting in on that Kickstarter, definitely check that out. Now, of course, no show is complete without a trip along the sort of shopping lane that is the traders. And this show was a little bit different than other shows I've been to, in the sense that I had a tighter budget and I really was going to be very good on what I spent. So I had a very specific shopping list and really did stick to it, which I have to say is a bit of a first for me. So I thought I'd quickly run through what I got, because I'm sure you're interested. And my first stop was Warbases. Now, Martin had very kindly done me some custom prints for my 2mm Lord of the Rings game. And although I didn't order quite that many custom prints, he ended up giving me quite a lot. So I think he had some misprints, and rather than just throwing them away, he said he'd give them to me. So it was very kind, and thank you again to Martin for that. So basically, if you know the game Strength and Honor, you have command points to spend, and I've got them done for the different factions. Within my game, I've also done some heroes. So here's Gandalf's token. I will be doing another video on these in more detail, so I won't hang around on those too long. The other bits that I got for my 2mm Lord of the Rings was my custom command boards, Strength and Honor command boards, and I got 4 unique ones. So I've got Gondor, Mordor, Rohan, and the Easterlings, which are really such good quality. And a big shout out as well to Craig Nichols for the artwork. He did a fantastic job on those. I also had a 5th board, which is for the Witch King, and that's kind of his how we do movement for the Witch King. So that's it's an interesting sort of variation on Strength and Honor, or a bolt-on rule to it. As well as that, I also picked up some bases. So I've got 2 packs of 20mm by 20mm bases for my Napoleonic project. I also picked up some circular bases. So I've got 25mm, 35mm, and 45mm. So 25mm in the Napoleonic games is going to be for the brigade commanders. The 35s will be for the divisional commanders, and the army commander will go on a 45mm base. And then to round it off, I also got some 10mm by 20mm bases, and these I will use for putting casualties on. So check out, I will do a video down the road for how I'm doing my casualties, and you'll get to see how I'm using those. So after war bases, I moved a couple of stalls down and I spoke to the wonderful people at Bacchus. Again, tight budget, but I thought I would pick up some additional figures for my Napoleonic project because I've nearly finished the first pack that I bought. So I picked up some Lifeguard Cavalry. I thought they would be a nice change of pace, and I'll do a few units, brigades for the cavalry, or one of the cavalry brigades. I also picked up another pack of British line infantry. So again, 4 more battalions there. That will give me a grand total of 8, and I can keep building off that. I have put an army list together, and I'm now understanding what those units are going to be in which brigades, which divisions, and it also shows me the facing colours, so I can really start to understand what colours I need and tick them off as I do them. And then finally, I also picked up a British casualty markers pack. And so I'll be using these with the other bases to put some casualties together. So that was it really from the shopping, and I have to say, really pleased with what I walked away with. I did spend probably more than I wanted, but you know, like all these things, you know, things cost money, and especially in this time of day where you know, just life is costing more. Companies are having to put their price up a bit more. Completely understandable. Not going to quibble about that. So that rounds off the Warfare Show report, and obviously what I picked up in my little shopping haul. Now I'll be back on Wednesday for another live stream hobby hangout. So if you are around 8 o'clock on Wednesday, that's UK time, do pop by and check out what I'll be up to. I think I'll probably be working on some more 6mm Napoleonics, but come along anyway, check that out, have a chat. It's always good to mingle with the community. And then next Sunday, I should say, I'll be back with another video. And this time I'm going to be bringing out November's discussion episode, where I take a topic or a question about the hobby, and I share my thoughts and views. And based on October's discussion episode, I'm sure a lot of you will be interested in that video. So do check that out, 6 o'clock on Sunday, UK time. But until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.